Muy buenas, bienvenidos a otra sesión de gameplay en Mary Station. Hoy bastante especial, hemos hecho varias aquí con EVOLVE, el shooter competitivo de Turtle Rock. Pero hoy tenemos a la productora del título, un estudio californiano, Chloe Skew, que nos está, bueno, se ha unido a nosotros para explicarnos un poco cómo va esto en profundidad. Hi Chloe, and
Hello.
thank you for joining us
Thank
in this
you.
gameplay and these tutorials that you're gonna, show to our audience. Con el objetivo, chavales, de que podáis matar a los monstruos de EVOLVE rápida, efectivamente y con armas que hagan de counterpick, porque todos estamos hartos de que el Wraith, que está overpower, acabe con nosotros. Y lo habéis dicho, soy Chloe Skew. ¿Estáis hartos de que os mate el Wraith? No hay problema, Chloe os va a enseñar cómo matar al Wraith. Chloe, we're gonna first start with this topic mandatory. It's kill the Wraith.
Yes, yes. Wraith is the slipperiest of our monsters. You know, she's the hardest to catch and the most important to have crowd control on the hunter's team. So you want to make sure that you're always slowing her down, stopping her from escaping, and you know, keeping her tracked. Because with her decoy ability, she can get away really easily, and you don't want that because that's very annoying.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so which group of hunters would you recommend to track her down very efficiently and effectively?
Yeah, I think any hunter who has a slowing ability, like Val with her trank shot, Abe with his stasis grenades, those are really good. Cabot is also great because he can use his dust tracking. So, you know, sometimes in the mobile arena, you'll catch her, and then she's like sneaking around behind rocks, and you can't figure out where she is, which is really annoying. So, Griffin with his sound sensors, also really good. And then if you put down that dust tagging, you can know where she is and, you know, send Hyde in there with a toxic grenade to flush her out, and then force that fight.
All right, then let's pick the 4 you will personally choose to hunt her down to destroy the Wraith.
All right, my Wraith build. Let's see.
You can go to the screen if you want.
I would say Val, because that trank shot, you can get it from quite a long distance, and that's really great to help you catch up.
It's my child, but actually.
Yeah, I love Val. She's so good. And then, you know, because Wraith has so little armor and smaller health pool than the other monsters, she's really good because she can put her weak points that do double damage, so it capitalizes on every engagement that you have, which is really helpful. I do like Cabot. I think Cabot is really good because he can help the Trapper. So whoever's playing Trapper is going to have an easier time with the dust tagging. And then also the damage amplifier is really important because it helps you really take her health down quickly. The thing about Wraith is that she can be so difficult to catch. So whenever you catch her, you need to do as much damage as possible, even more so than with the other monsters. As far as Trapper, I personally love Maggie, and I will play Maggie against anybody because I love harpoon traps, and Daisy is
very helpful.
Pretty fantastic.
Yeah,
you know, she's not only great at tracking the monster, but also with, you know, reviving people. And, you know, a lot of monsters will ignore Daisy, and she kind of sneaks in and helps out. So, but I think Abe is also an excellent choice because his stasis grenades can really slow down the monster, be very annoying for the monster trying to get away, and then those tracking darts. So as soon as the mobile arena is timing out, put a tracking dart in her so you can kind of stay on the Wraith as she tries to run away.
And the assault?
Assault. Markov has a special place in my heart, but I've talked to a lot of people who really like Hyde. The flamethrower does so much damage. Correct. So when you manage to lock Wraith down and you've got, you know, Cabot's damage amplifier and you set her on fire, and yeah, it's and also, you know, Wraith players tend to be really sneaky and try to hide. So you can throw those toxic grenades behind walls, around corners, so that she can't ambush you, and those do a ton of damage. You know, the toxic grenade right now does the same damage. If the Wraith were to stay in it the whole time, it would take the same amount of damage as one of Markov's mines. So that can be really helpful.
And not Parnell with the Super Soldier mode?
You know, I love Parnell, but I don't know, I just, he's so like straight damage, And I like to have a little bit more, I like deployables. So any characters that, like Maggie, that put out harpoon traps, or Bucket that puts out a sentry gun, I really like those. I feel like they give you a little bit more presence on the map, because you can affect things that you're maybe not as close to. So, you know, hide, if the monster's far away, oh, bummer, I can't use my flamethrower. I guess I'll just have to throw poison at them, you know? And Markov's mines are fantastic as well, because she can warp through them, but if the monster miscalculates and gets blown up by a mine, that does a huge amount of damage to Wraith. So.
Awesome. Well, during the beta, the feedback we got from our users, and the Wraith is broken, it's so overpowered.
We did hear that, yeah.
Well, I actually saw people that disconnect from the game when they saw they were going to play against Wraith. So are you guys listening to this feedback?
Oh yes. Yes, always, absolutely. We got a ton of feedback, and you know, we have kind of a studio-wide play style. So we play in the studio for an hour every day, as many of us as can spare the time away from, you know, working on the game. And you know, we were kind of feeling that Wraith maybe was a little strong. Her supernova is pretty unpleasant, and when she gets in there with you, so we had an inkling that perhaps she needed a little tweaking. But yeah, definitely listening to a lot of feedback. One of the things that we saw the most often was people spamming the decoy ability. So as soon as they put out the decoy, they would run. You can warp while cloaked. And so you could get so much distance, and by the time your cooldown was up, it was like 3 seconds later, and you do it again. So we don't want that. That makes for a really tedious game for everybody, doing a lot of chasing, not a lot of fighting, and it's not rewarding. So we wanted to fix that. So one of the things that we did since the beta is we increased the cooldown on decoy. So decoy now takes 30% longer to recharge. So that means that when people are running away, they're going to have to be much more strategic about how they use the decoy ability. Also, we took away the ability to warp while decoyed, while invisible. So the good thing is that now, when the Wraith puts out her decoy, you know that she's not going to go that far, because she can only run normally, and as soon as she warps, she becomes invisible, or becomes visible again. So that should make a huge difference to how much distance she can get, and encourage people to use decoy as it was intended, which is more as sort of a distraction while you kind of go around behind and ambush, rather than using it as a, you know, escape tactic. So we hope that that makes a difference, because I think that was one of the chief complaints, was that decoy was just extremely frustrating.
Well, I have to say those are good news.
Yes, yes. I was hoping. It's I just got the email from Chris explaining kind of what we did there. We also changed the warp blast, because we found people weren't using it as much, and it's very effective. So we enhanced the radius of warp blast, so you have a better chance of hitting your target with it. So that should balance out some of the other things that we maybe tuned down a little bit, so that we're not leaving Wraith defenseless.
So she got nerfs, but she also got buffs.
Yes, because you can't just take something away from a monster. You have to make sure that it's balanced, because you don't want to replace one frustration with another.
Correct.
Yeah. So.
Good. Thank you, Chloe.
Yeah.
Bueno, chicos, de momento esto es lo que nos acaba de contar la productora de EVOLVE sobre el Wraith, cómo cazarla, y especialmente noticias, el feedback que habéis lanzado desde comunidad, pues ha llegado a los oídos de Turtle Rock, y nerfeos se han aplicado 2, como habéis escuchado, y también algún buff le ha caído, pero bueno, ahí lo detallamos tranquilamente. Nos vemos en el siguiente vídeo de esta serie de cómo cazar monstruos, aquí con Chloe Skew. Hasta dentro de un ratito.